If you watched our last programme, you'll remember that at Cleethorpes we had a pair of 7-lamb gas-fired hydraulic drive locos. But in early 1994 things began to change. That was when this scale model Bagnal arrived, built by Keith Hardy of Cheltenham, who we'll see here giving Alex some instruction.
We'll have a bit of water, Nicky.
Yes, I think you can just do with a drop.
It's working now.
Oh, that sounds just right. Just right, that.
Yep.
Take it up to about 5/8 glass on that.
Yep. £50.
This steam loco was much used in the early days of its arrival, but it was found that the work was perhaps too heavy and it broke several springs. Sadly, it has now left the railway. The loco we just saw passing was Shan, one of a pair of Trevor Guest engines seen here at Fairbourne in the mid-70s. When the railway was regauged, these two were split up and finally brought back together again at Cleethorpes by Chris Shaw. When I called in at the Fairbourne Railway in 1985, I was very saddened to see what had become of Shan. The loco was now barely recognisable, having had a rebuilt tender and cab and many other items added. Shortly after this, the railway was regauged to 12¼ and Shan seemed to disappear from the scene, to reappear 10 years later at Cleethorpes with its sister Katie. Strangely, the new location at Cleethorpes is in some ways very similar with the sand dunes, except that we're now on the east coast instead of the west, over 200 miles away. It was almost 10 years before I saw Shan again at Aylsham on the Bure Valley Railway. Seen here on the BVR Thomas Day as BVR number 4. The loco had lost many of its Americanised accoutrements, although it had regained its original chimney, but it still had the American dome and tender, looking more like Shan. In September 1994, the Cleethorpes Coast Light Railway held its first steam rally. Shan was a visitor, along with the remains of Katie, which was not in steam. Peter Van Zella on the footplate. Shan now belongs to the Sian Project Group, based at Ravenglass, whereas Katie had been lingering in the back of a shed at Haigh Hall near Wigan and had been renamed as Haigh Hall, although we do have the Katie plates for when she is refurbished. It was nice to see real steam engines at work, especially this pair of twins which I'd seen when the children were small at Fairbourne. This is now a regular locomotive on the railway for at least a couple of years, and we'll see more about Katie in a few moments. As the locos move forward, we note that Shan still has the Americanised tender, while this was soon to be put right by the Sian Project Group. Shan now prepares to take out a solo train to Kingsway. As the train leaves Kingsway station, we note another loco, which is a frequent visitor from the Kirklees Railway, 064 Saddle Tank Badger. This interesting little loco is driven by Bob Wall, one of the Kirklees drivers. The guard is David Hubbard. Let's take a ride along the track with Shan, driven by Jeremy from Ravenglass, the second man, ex-Lincolnshire Light Railway, Rob Lawton. On the left, the redundant 7 lambs. Badger heads for Kingsway. A very busy programme. And from our vantage point behind the redundant 280 hydraulic driven locos, we see another visitor to the line. It's vertical boilered, single cylindered Flower of the Forest, a visitor from Ravenglass. This has been a couple of times to the line. By the 1st of April 1995, both Shan and Katie were resident on the railway. Here we see Shan leaving Lakeside and notice that the tender is that of Katie, since its own tender was back in Ravenglass being rebuilt. This was the occasion of the spring gala, when once more we had Badger over from Kirklees. The boiler of Katie had been removed and it was in the running shed. We'll see that in a moment as Shan arrives at Kingsway. When there are 2 locos running, there's a very quick turnaround here, but one loco has about a 20-minute wait for the other to return, so we can have lunch. Have you got any bacon and eggs then, Tim?
Yes.
No bangers though?
No, no bangers.
What do you want, Tim? Bacon or eggs?
Right. Oh, that's nice.
bloody marvellous.
I can get some
He's
bit.
all going up his sleeve, look.
How's that tasting? Or what?
It's beautiful.
I can get some eggs, or you do me one.
But only too soon lunchtime was over. As the train came in, we were due out before this loco had hit the buffers.
Now this is the most important item. Bacon and an egg sandwich, pot of tea, all done up boiler. Absolutely beautiful.
Jason and Ian are seen working on the track as we pass. On the left is Blue Pacific with its vertical boiler removed. We'll see that in the shed.
Gavin.